Solo Sikoa is leading the new bloodline in a civil war against Roman Reigns and Jimmy USO on WWE SmackDown. A former writer for the company suggested a massive legend would return to side with a former enforcer against the original tribal chief. After Reigns and Cody Rhodes' victory over Sikoa and Jacob Fatu at Bad Blood, The Rock surprisingly returned to send a message to the winning team and the returning Jimmy USO. He stood at the entrance of the ramp, counted to 3 on his hand, and made a cutthroat gesture before turning away and leaving. As the Bloodline Civil War is heating up, former WWE writer Freddie Prinze Jr. predicted which side the final boss would pick. On the latest episode of the Wrestling with Freddie podcast, the Hollywood Stars co-host, Jeff Dye, suggested The Rock would go against Reigns in the ongoing Bloodline Civil War, and Prinze Jr. agreed. While Solo Sikoa has his new look faction, Roman Reigns is expected to reunite the original Bloodline ahead of a potential War Games match between the two groups at Survivor Series on November 30. When Jeff Dye expressed his desire to see the two groups united, Freddie Prinze Jr. claimed on the Wrestling with Freddie podcast that The Rock could be the person to have the power to accomplish that mission. The Rock has not appeared on WWE television since his surprise comeback at Bad Blood. Analyst Sam Roberts predicted the final boss would return on the first episode of Monday Night Raw on Netflix in January. It would be interesting to see what the 52-year-old legend's next move could be. In the world of WWE, alliances and betrayals are as much a part of the drama as the action inside the ring. Now, a new rumor sparked by a former WWE writer has set the wrestling world buzzing. The X-writer claims that a 52-year-old WWE legend may soon return to side with Solo Sikoa's faction in the Bloodline, potentially standing against none other than the tribal chief himself, Roman Reigns. If true, this development could drastically shift the dynamics within WWE's most dominant family storyline, pitting brother against brother and turning former allies into bitter enemies. Over the last few years, the Bloodline storyline has been one of the most compelling narratives in WWE. Roman Reigns, who adopted the role of the tribal chief in 2020, has ruled the SmackDown brand with an iron fist, aided by his cousins, the USOs, Jimmy and Jey USO, and the ruthless enforcer, Solo Sikoa. Under Reigns' leadership, the Bloodline has been an unstoppable force, capturing championships, manipulating outcomes, and ensuring that Roman's reign as WWE Universal Champion goes unchallenged. However, this dominance hasn't come without tension. The seeds of discontent within the Bloodline began to grow over time, most notably with Jey USO's struggle against Reigns' controlling leadership. More recently, Solo Sikoa, the youngest member of the Bloodline and its most destructive force, has shown signs of defiance. While he remains loyal to the Bloodline, many have speculated that Solo might one day break free from Reigns' shadow and carve his own path in WWE. The rumored return of a WWE legend to side with Solo against Reigns could be the catalyst for that split. The identity of the 52-year-old legend referenced by the X-writer has sparked widespread speculation. There are a few names that fit the bill, but one name stands out above the rest: Rikishi. Rikishi, the father of the USOs and Solo Sikoa, and a member of the legendary Wwe wrestling family, is a prime candidate to return and take part in this escalating family drama. Known for his Hall of Fame career and memorable moments in WWE, Rikishi played a key role in shaping the careers of his sons, Jimmy and Jey USO, and remains a respected figure in wrestling. His involvement in the Bloodline storyline would not only add gravitas to the ongoing saga, but also create a deeply personal and emotional layer that could push the story to new heights. Rikishi's potential return to side with Solo Sikoa against Roman Reigns would represent a significant shift in the balance of power within the Bloodline. As a father figure, Rikishi's influence on Solo could lead the youngest member of the family to challenge Roman's authority, setting the stage for an epic family feud that transcends titles and championships. From the moment Solo Sikoa joined the bloodline in 2022, he has been positioned as the enforcer, the silent, destructive presence whose loyalty to Roman Reigns was unquestionable. But as we've seen with many factions in WWE history, the bigger and more dominant the group becomes, the greater the chance for internal dissent. Solo's defiance has been hinted at in subtle ways, whether it's his refusal to show the same level of reverence as the USOs, or his cold, emotionless demeanor when following Roman's orders. Solo has always stood apart from the rest of the bloodline. A storyline where Solo rebels against Roman, aided by his father Rikishi, would not only deepen the emotional stakes, but also serve as a natural evolution of the bloodline saga. For months, WWE has teased the idea that Roman's iron grip on his family could start to falter, and this could be the perfect moment for that tension to explode. Rikishi siding with Solo would make perfect sense from a narrative standpoint. As the father of Solo and the USOs, Rikishi's loyalty would undoubtedly lie with his children rather than his cousin, Roman. Furthermore, Rikishi's return could play on real-life familial bonds, allowing WWE to explore the theme of family betrayal in a way that few wrestling storylines have done before. The Wwe family is one of the most respected and storied families in professional wrestling history, and a family conflict of this magnitude would capture the attention of fans and critics alike. A feud between Solo Sikoa and Roman Reigns, with Rikishi backing Solo, would have all the elements of a classic WWE storyline: personal stakes, family drama, and high-impact physicality. Solo's character has been built as a no-nonsense brawler, and he has shown time and again that he is more than capable of going toe-to-toe with WWE's biggest stars. Meanwhile, Roman Reigns has become the ultimate villain, using manipulation, intimidation, and brute force to maintain his status at the top. This potential feud would be about more than just titles. It would be about respect, family pride, and control over the bloodline. Rikishi's presence would elevate the feud, allowing him to play the role of a wise elder who sees Roman's tyrannical leadership as a threat to the unity of their family. Rikishi's backing would give Solo the confidence to challenge Roman, creating a situation where the family patriarch sides against the current leader of the bloodline. The dynamic between Solo and Roman would be fascinating to watch. Roman, who thrives on control and demands loyalty from his family, would find himself faced with a relative who refuses to be manipulated. Solo's quiet defiance could evolve into outright rebellion, and with Rikishi in his corner, Solo could challenge Roman's leadership in a way that no one has dared to do before. If this storyline plays out, it could mark the beginning of the end for Roman Reigns' version of the bloodline. Roman has held his family together through fear and control, but as more family members rise up against him, his empire could start to crumble. Rikishi siding with Solo would not only give Solo the upper hand, but also show the USOs that they don't have to follow Roman's orders anymore. With Rikishi's support, the younger members of the family could begin to assert their independence, leading to a full-blown family feud. The endgame of such a storyline could see Roman's downfall as the tribal chief, potentially leading to his long-anticipated face turn or departure from WWE television for a while. Roman's reign as the head of the table has been one of the most dominant and memorable title runs in WWE history, but every story needs an ending. This familial betrayal could be the perfect way to bring his storyline full circle, with the family he once controlled now rising up to take him down. The mere hint of Rikishi's return has already ignited speculation and excitement among fans. Rikishi is a beloved figure in WWE, and his involvement in such a deeply personal storyline could create emotional moments that resonate with the audience. Fans of the Bloodline storyline have been waiting for a significant twist, and Rikishi's return to stand against Roman could be the shocking development they've been craving. WWE has a long history of using real-life family relationships to enhance storylines, and this would be no exception. By bringing Rikishi into the fold, WWE would be adding a new layer of emotional complexity to the ongoing Bloodline saga, ensuring that fans remain invested in the story for months to come.